Hello everyone. This is Tuesday 10:30 a.m. and I'm here for our next live show, which is absolutely so important. Absolutely so important. So first of all, good morning and thank you so much for all of you who are participating, posting and also saying that you need support in certain area, and I'm absolutely happy. Hello Suzanne, thank you so much for joining this 10:30 a.m. We are going to talk about absolutely my holistic path to healthy metabolism. So I welcome you, Suzanne. I would like to know where are you watching from, and I would love to know where are you based. And here on every Tuesday 10:30 a.m. I go live in our TV show here, which is basically I'm here to help you topic after topic. The areas you feel you need support, we can discuss, and I can give you the certain way of designing holistic health, especially in the area you feel you are struggling. So I welcome you all, and I'm so excited absolutely all the time when I go live, because it's such a good connect, direct heart to heart connect and direct communication without any automation. I just click the button, you come live, you watch later as a recording, and I love this process where I can support you design your holistic health in this wonderful tribe. So again, I want to welcome Holistic Health Tribe. How are you doing? How are you, my members here? And I'm seeing that you are posting, you are participating, you are watching, and absolutely in between your busy schedule, you are trying to gain more understanding of supporting your health or maybe your loved ones in designing the holistic way of healthcare approach. So let's talk about our topic today. And some of you are new here, joining new, so I also want to welcome new members, and some of you don't know me. I just want to introduce myself. I'm Dr. Lina Thakar, holistic health mentor, Ayurveda doctor traditionally for last 26 years. I'm supporting my clients out of my office-based practice in creating holistic health to stop energy fluctuation, literally reverse chronic sickness, pain, weight issues, hormonal imbalance, and all the areas you can expand in terms of more designing your own health, and obviously even the mindset in terms of anxiety, depression, and I've been helping people design natural holistic health approach so that you can take control first and prevent chemical based conventional approach of healthcare. But if you are struggling in any areas, then you can obviously design with tools and strategies which are proven, 10,000 years proven Ayurveda healing, which can help you significantly shift to the absolute balanced place you want to be, with the joy, peace, happiness, and also you can have the better quality of life. So let's talk about today's topic, which is my holistic path to absolutely healthy metabolism. As I have been discussing these important topics on our tribe, and obviously we are having this post going, I had also asked what are the areas you want me to talk about? What are the areas you feel you want support? What are the areas you feel struggle and you don't want to depend on chemicals and medications? And what are the areas you want to feel that yes, I am already on the medication, but if I take control of my health and design my holistic health in the Ayurveda healing process, I am supporting you. How can you start reducing your chronic sickness, even prescription medicines? As you improve your health, your doctors will notice that, your screening will obviously come into wonderful positive results, and you can reduce your medication along the way. So that's the path we want to take, and metabolism is so important topic, right? And some of you are posting all the areas that I will be discussing one by one, as acid reflux. Today we are going to talk about metabolism, weight issue, hormonal imbalance, sleep issue, even any kind of other areas in terms of really chronic sickness that you need support. I am seeing so many posts, so many are messaging me also, so I will be supporting every Tuesday and in between in these areas that you can specifically design your holistic health. So metabolism is the first thing we have to discuss, because our food needs to turn into the energy, and many times we come across, and nowadays the new symptoms always are fatigue, exhaustion, feel of overwhelm, anxiety, sense of depression, all those areas when your metabolism struggles, when your body is not having optimum support of food, nutrition obviously metabolism struggles. So we are going to talk about how to create absolutely holistic path in terms of developing healthy metabolism. So I hope this actually, I'm coming today here in a beautiful surrounding. If you see, there is an ocean back there, the Gulf Ocean, and that's why I decided to change my, obviously, place where I can take you into this open space of healing and nurturing. So let's talk about that, the metabolism. And we always know the metabolism is more about how the food can turn into best absorption of the food, where then that can be turned into the best quality of, into cellular health, where we have abundance of energy, right? And that's why many times, generally conventionally we are talking about calories in and calories out, but that is not a conventional approach of the nutrition that we want to discuss in holistic health, because two things we want to make sure. And hello Gio, good joining you here. Absolutely welcome you on this wonderful show I'm supporting today. The topic is how to improve or how to design your holistic path in creating healthy metabolism. So I welcome you. I would love where you're watching from. I would love to know who you are watching from with basically, because many times I see pets, dogs, cats, and they are also around. And I hope this is helping you and interest you for designing your holistic health, which is called Ayurveda healing. I'm traditionally Ayurveda doctor, and it's of 6,000, 10,000 years of proven practices. Been doing this 26 years. So, and obviously I live my life with these practices that I'm sharing what I just do myself and support my clients out of my office-based practice. So let's talk about the metabolism. So metabolism is the first thing, because as we are kind of not only just maintaining health, or if we are struggling in any areas, or we want to literally support our health, we are always thinking about how can I develop my nutrition better, how can I develop my lifestyle better, how can I have more absorption of nutrient. Hello Teresa, thank you so much for joining here. Please go ahead, put some comments. Where are you watching from? Who are you watching with? I would love to know you. I would love to see you, and make sure let me know where you are based, basically what state you are based, what place you are based. I'm here in Clearwater, Florida. Hello Margie, good to see you here. Thank you so much for joining here. This is 10:30. We are talking about every Tuesday how to design your holistic health, and I'm so happy that so many of you are posting in terms of what areas you need support and what areas you want me to talk about. And I'm just going one by one the topic that you are coming to me with. This is the area, this is the topic, and some of you are messaging us, emailing us, and I'm so happy to support you and seeing all this wonderful tribe now literally taking so much interest in designing holistic health. Because clearly, friends, we are here not to just based on chemical based healthcare. We do not want to go into with the pills, over the counter pills and prescription medicines, and we know those are masking the problems or symptoms. But obviously when there is a health issue, we have to go through that route, but we don't want to be there on long term basis, where more side effects and more pills are obviously are the way people go. So we want to make sure we design the holistic health, and metabolism is so important. So someone who actually have posted that I need help with sluggish metabolism, and that is so helpful to discuss right away, because metabolism is the most important thing we have to discuss, because nutrient absorption is so important. So I was mentioning whether you are maintaining health, preventing any kind of challenges, if you are actually into the best exercises and sports and competitive sports, whether you are in art, dancing, and other hobbies that you are cultivating, going probably on bike and hiking and try all those areas. Probably you are just working hard in your office, your work, your job. Maybe you are working hard in your business, going next level. All this aspiration in business and money, obviously aspirations that we want to support our life with better quality, all of those areas that we are looking into. Or if you are already having some issue with sleep issue or anxiety issue or depression or chronic health issue, then we always want to know, how can I improve my health, how can I prevent obviously the chronic health issues or any life-threatening conditions, how can I be optimum in my my what you call health, so that I can support my aspirations, my work, my financial gains, my every area, even relationships for that matter. So you're thinking about that, and many times you're also thinking about, just in that sense, how can I better absorb food, how can I better have more nutrients absorbed, and in that way you're also thinking about better foods, organic foods, grass-fed meats. You are looking at different types of diets, you are trying to support with some energy drinks. All of these areas we go into just to improve our metabolism, to have best absorption of the food, because friends, we know metabolism is where food is turned into energy, food is turned into cellular health, and we want to talk about what makes one have a poor absolutely metabolism. So this is a wonderful topic. I would definitely want to discuss this in details, and I have been mentioning that it's not just diet and lifestyle I always talk about, because those are very 101 approaches. I always come to you guys either in my office as my clients, or obviously discussing here on the tribe. We want to understand from the perspective of a physician, a holistic doctor. So I'm going to introduce some important concepts today that you will wonder, it's not just digestion, absolutely, but there are layers internally which are also sluggish and struggling, and that is why your channels are blocked. It's just not that the food has to pass the healthy digestive tract, but it has to go through certain different channels to reach that cellular channel or cellular space, where then cell actually changes the food into energy, or it becomes a cellular health. I hope you guys are understanding this topic, because this is intense topic as from in terms of a perspective of holistic doctor. So let's talk about first few things that we want to discuss. Basically everyone knows that processed foods, we know stress, and we know absolutely traumas, and we know overwhelm all affect our digestion, right? This is very, very common. Okay, I'm going to take you further, even deeper. Okay, but let's talk about that first. We all know, in terms of either prevention or improving our health, digestion is key to health. I repeat this, digestion is key to health. Many times, whether you are struggling in any of the areas, whether it's sleep issue or weight issue or migraine headache or IBS or anxiety, we are always going for that certain type of system, whether it's digestive system, whether it's neurology, whether it's gastroenterology, and we are taking just a pill approach in that sense, because we are just masking the problem one, but only looking into the system approach. Here we understand first, in holistic health, Ayurveda health, I repeat, digestion is key to health and well-being. Digestion is key to health and well-being. So hello Julia, Asia, I see you are from Hawaii, Asia. Actually, welcome. We are talking about metabolism here, healthy metabolism. So good morning. And here I am. I know you are in Hawaii, but I'm here right now. Back here it's a Gulf Ocean, and I love the obviously open space that we are discussing today, the topic of creating holistic path for healthy metabolism. So we are looking into going a little deeper than general conventional understanding. First, it's not calorie in and calorie out. We know, because even if you measure the calorie, and even if you go to the best of the foods, you feel depleted, you feel exhausted, you do feel you are not optimum into the relationship, or optimum into your money goals, or optimum into vacation goals. We know we are limited, right? And that's why we start thinking, hi Tonya, good to see you here. So we talk about absolutely all these areas, thinking that how can I support myself going in the better absorption of the food, so that I can decide and develop my health, either in a prevention aspect, or whether you want to reverse your challenges, basically. So but I again want to repeat here two things. One is digestion is key to health. Okay, so first, self-inquiry you need to all have, who have some struggles or just coming here to just gain some more understanding. Where are you? Okay, how is your metabolism? Do you feel you are having the food absorption better? Do you feel you are having best energy? Do you feel you have good sleep? Do you feel where are you? You need to first look into where are you in your journey, right? And as I said, we don't want to go in the system approach. So if you are suffering from, say, about anxiety, it is not just mental health. If you are suffering from IBS, it is not just gastroenterology. If you are actually suffering from any cardiac issue, it's not just cardiology. We want to understand most important thing here, group tribe, my wonderful holistic health tribe, is digestion is key to health. Digestion is key to health, and that is why metabolism becomes very, very important foundational topic to discuss in creating your holistic health. And that is why I thank the person who posted on our group that healthy metabolism or sluggish metabolism is what we want to discuss in this, basically how I can support. So let's look into the first approach. It's not just diet, lifestyle. I want to explain you that very importantly. As I explain you, digestion is key to health. It's not just diet and lifestyle. And everyone knows on this tribe, and everyone know, all of us, that stress, right, anxiety, trauma, just overwhelm, all affect digestion. So I'm obviously going to take you further beyond that in terms of deeper understanding where metabolism becomes sluggish. Okay, so first on the group we want to discuss what even metabolism is and what are the challenges when you struggle or become a sluggish metabolism in your health, right? So let's look into that. First of all, metabolism, as we know, that it's not just food, it's a food turning into energy, and it is food turning into the energy, but we also say food turning into cellular health. That is the path. Saying digestion is the key to health, we have to go explore this deeper and say that very importantly, that it is not just these 4 areas, that yes, we want to reduce the stress, yes, you want to be becoming healing your traumas, yes, you want to make sure you are not overwhelmed, okay, you want to make sure you have better foods. Those are general approaches which it needs to be addressed, but we want to go even deeper than that. So understand that this is not just diet and foods, but it is deeper understanding, because it is not just digestion where the food is turned into food juices and becomes health or energy, but then it goes to the complete deeper channel to reach to the cell, and it is cell's job to change food into cellular health, and it's cell's job to change food into energy. I hope you understand. This is very key important point. First point is digestion is the key to health, and it's not calorie in and calorie out. We just discussed that it is stress, trauma, basically overwhelm, all of those affect of our health, and poor quality of food, and obviously processed food. These are absolute, but these are general. We all know. As Ayurvedic doctor, as holistic health mentor, I want to take you deeper. In understanding where we have sluggish metabolism and why it goes into becoming sluggish basically, and how it affects basically our health. So hope this is making sense to you guys. So let's look into obviously understanding that when you have a food, it's not just digestion, that once the food is digested, you get abundance of energy. It is never like that, friends. It has to go through absolutely a path where it has channels, which I will be explaining you. And as it goes through that channel and finally reach at the cellular level, it is cell's job to change that food into cellular health. That is the cell's job to change that into energy. I hope this is making sense. So we have to go that route to understand sluggish metabolism on every layer I will be sharing here basically, to understand where you can feel or you may have block, not just digestion, that you may be having the sluggishness and you may not be having optimum digestion, optimum food absolutely nourishing your health and cellular health, and that where you can create absolutely abundance of energy. So sluggish metabolism affect in so many ways. First of all is direct depletion, because you are not absorbing foods optimally, right? So absolutely the first is depletion totally becomes exhaustion and fatigue, right? So first thing is, when you have sluggish metabolism, that means first of all, your appetite is poor, and even if you have food, because the low and absolutely poor quality of absorption, then totally you become, start becoming depleted, and you start feeling that level of absolutely depletion and exhaustion. That is first. The second obviously are weight issues. Sluggish metabolism absolutely result in weight issue, because now the food is not getting digested, so it becomes all the sludge which is undigested food, and that starts adding basically, because fat cells start storing that toxins, and that's why weight challenges absolutely arise. So weight issue, depletion, exhaustion, absolutely, when you are not supporting your body, mind also is affected. You have certain level of anxiety, you have absolutely your mental health is not supported, anxiety, you may have absolutely sense of feeling very limited in terms of your productivity, your relationship starts struggling, you become totally, irritability also starts. So many areas when metabolism becomes sluggish. And first foremost, sluggish metabolism is the cause of chronic sickness. And this in Ayurveda we call it, in Sanskrita, rogaha sarvepi mandegno. Mandegno means low digestive fire, means sluggish digestion actually absolutely gives rise to chronic sickness, okay, disease patterns. And that's why it is important to understand that digestion becomes the first tool to health and healthy life, okay. So that is one level. So before I talk about what tools and strategies we want to have in the holistic health to develop our metabolism better when optimally, we also want to touch those layers I just talked about. So it is not just digestion, but next, after food it passes from the digestive tract and absorbed, where does it go? It is go to the liver. So we have to look into the liver health, friends. Yes, because that's where the toxic absolutely part of the food is separated. And we in fact in Ayurveda talk about the food is separated into 5 levels: space, air, fire, water, earth. But that's a different study scope, so I will not go there, but I just want to give you the understanding that from there the food goes to the liver to release all the toxicity out of it. So second level of digestion after digestive tract itself is liver. So you have to understand sluggish liver is also part of sluggish metabolism. Understand, this is very important, because metabolism happens not only in digestion, but next is the liver, where food is shifted from the toxicity and it's going into the liver, and then further that is where it is metabolizing, and then through the absolutely obviously cardiac circulation, it goes absolutely circulation to the tissue system. So after digestion it is liver. Now we are talking about tissue systems. That is the place where food again has to be metabolized. So food has to be again digested at the tissue level. We call dhatu agni. Okay. So agni means digestive fire is in digestion. Second agni is in liver, which we call bhutagni. That is a liver, that has to process the food and absolutely take it from there. The next layer is tissue system, and there are 7 tissues groups. 7 tissues: plasma, blood, muscle, okay, healthy fat in the body, bone tissue, absolutely nervous system, and finally reproductive tissue. 7 tissue system also has its own metabolism, so we have to look into that layer. So what happens if digestion you have a better way because your agni is good, your pitta many times, and you have good digestion or good appetite and good fire, but then the food comes to liver and liver is sluggish, again it's going to choke up there. If it passes through liver and it goes to the tissue system, and one of those tissue system has sluggishness of the fire, because now it has to metabolize that food into the tissue health, right? That's where there is a third layer of metabolism. The fourth layer of metabolism is a cell itself. It is called cellular Agni, which is called Pilu Agni and Pithara Agni. So these are the real names. 10,000 years sages found about this, and they were so intelligent, they were so important absolutely scientifically, because digestion and optimal digestion is not just at digestive tract, it has to be, but it has to go further into liver health, tissue system that needs to be absolutely metabolizing food into the tissue health, and from there it's going to go to cell, and this cell has to now change that food into the energy. I hope this is making sense. So these are the 4 layers we have to look into. Where is the sluggish metabolism? Is it just digestion? Is it just the processed food? Is it just the trauma? Is it just the overwhelm or stimulation? Is it just the absolutely stress? Not only those areas, but where is my liver health status? What is my liver health status? Even if I have optimum food, even if I have grass-fed meats, even if I have good organic foods, even if my digestive fire is good, why I'm still feeling struggled at metabolism? Why am I still feeling exhausted? Why am I still feeling anxious? Why am I still having weight issues? Because group, because tribe, it is not just that digestive health area, but you have to check into your liver health. You have to check into your tissue level of digestion and metabolism, what tissue is struggling, and then you have to look into the cellular health, that entire path, like main irrigation system to the channels, to the last point of receptor. All that channel needs to be open, that channel needs to be clear, and there should not be blockage, there should not be plumb choked issues, and that's where when you block, the metabolism starts struggling. I hope this is making sense. This is very intense, but this is important for you to have this dose, because it is not just digestion, and it is not just trauma, and it is not just stress, and it is not just the processed food, which are important causes, but understand, you have to go deeper understanding metabolism in all these layers. So I hope this makes sense. One is digestive health, and second most important, digestive health is, the digestion is key to health, but second most important, the 4 checkpoints: digestive tract optimally absorbing food, liver health that needs to make sure the food toxicity is removed, tissue level of Agni, or tissue level of metabolism, digestion, where tissue is best absorbing now the food that is coming optimally digested from digestive tract, and have best of the obviously layer from the liver, and then it's going to go into tissue health. And the 4th is cell itself. And cellular Agni, cellular digestion, is at the deepest of the level of metabolism, where the food turns into energy. And that is what you have to understand, the path. And this is very, very important. Hi Sharon, thank you so much for joining. I'm watching here all of you joining, and thank you so much for understanding these intense areas that I'm bringing your attention to, because first you have to understand the cause. And we don't want to mask the problem with just herbs, or we just don't want to mask the problem with pills, and we have to first understand the cause and layers of sluggishness of the metabolism, and where it can get sluggish. So this is very important things. I want to recap right now what we just said before I start giving you the strategies and tools in holistic health. So we discussed that digestion is key to health. It is not a system approach, whether it's neurology or cardiology or gynecology or gastroenterology, and you are taking pills or preventing in the first place. But we have to always first understand that digestion is key to health. So that is one. The second important thing we discuss, it is absolutely processed foods and poor quality of food. It is absolutely trauma. It is absolutely, I will say, obviously, stress and overwhelm. These affect our digestion, these affect our metabolism. Environment pollutant affect our metabolism. But beyond that, I want to give you a very deeper perspective from holistic health point of view, from holistic doctor and Ayurvedic doctor point of view, that it is not just digestion, it is beyond that, the 4 channels which needs to be open for food to reach to that cell, which is its ultimate cell's job to change food into energy. And I hope this is making sense to you. And that is why I've said that absolutely sluggish metabolism, because digestion is key to health, sluggish metabolism create absolutely depletion and exhaustion. That is fatigue first and foremost. Second important, it also creates weight issue, because now the food is not digested optimally, so you are actually creating sludge because food always have saliva, food always have this, whatever digestive enzymes you have already, which maybe are poor quality or poor, less quality, but they are already mixed, but food is not digested, and that's why it becomes sludge, and that is toxins. And those toxins are stored into fat cells, and weight imbalances always arise when you have sluggish metabolism. That is second. The third most important thing we also discussed, that it affects mental health, anxiety, depression level. When your food is not optimal, it starts affecting your mental health. Fourth and important thing that we should understand, that all of these starts chronic sickness. Okay, roga sarvepi mandegno, all disease imbalance patterns starts with poor metabolism, poor digestion, and that is why we want to discuss all these important areas, understanding the cause, but also we have to understand all these 4 layers, not just this digestive system health only. We want to understand that is beyond digestive health only, but also liver health is important. Tissue system health, which actually transfers food into the tissue health or tissue systems, and from there it goes to the cell of that tissue, and that cell changes food into energy, and that is the path we want to know. So where is your sluggish metabolism? It is just digestion, whether your liver is sluggish and overwhelmed with toxicity, whether your tissue systems are struggling, maybe you have inherited patterns from your parents with the cardiac health issue, whether you are already having inherited patterns for diabetic, you have to look into whether it's kidney disease, whether it's a heart disease, whether it's a digestive issues, what are the areas you are struggling, and that is where the tissue system is struggling and tissue is not better metabolizing the food. So that is the area we have to look into. And finally we have to look into the cellular health. Where is the, I call it plumbing, I call it choked. Where is the food choked? Where is the food not making optimal, absolutely possibility of getting digested, and I can create the best quality of health and best absolutely what you call energy production and cellular health. And this is what I just recapped so far. So now let's look into the strategy. Basically, let's look into the strategy. What are the strategy? Yes, we again know stress management is important. We again know the better quality of food and absolutely organic foods are important. We want to know that how to heal traumas, how to release toxins. These are the areas we have to look into, but I'm going to give you now specific 3 points to consider to create your holistic health in absolutely enhancing and optimally having the best metabolism, so you can first start feeling absolutely feeling shift, but you can have that abundance of energy, joy, peace and balance, and you will say, I did not think like that. I did not put my attention to these points, but now in this discussion I got clarity, and that way I can develop my health tools, strategies, so that you will see the shift, because now we are going to the cause of the issue and not just masking the problems, right? And not thinking generally. So first important and foremost thing is absolutely on this all four layers, how can you optimize the health? That is important, right? So nutrition is definitely important, and that is why when you have sluggish metabolism, understand your digestion is struggling, your liver is struggling, your tissue system is struggling, and your cell is struggling. Please understand that this is very key important. Your digestion is struggling, your liver is struggling, your tissue system is struggling, and your cell is struggling. So we have to be absolutely helping those areas, aiding those areas, so that we can start improvising that area for metabolism. How do we do that? So when you understand, it's like a very minimal fire you have, Now on that fire, if you just dump lot of food, if you just dump lot of water, if you just dump ice, what happens? That already low fire gets diminished, right? That's not the route we want to do. Or even if you start doing a lot of exercise, because I want to now have better metabolism, that diminished fire, you put lot of air, it's going to absolutely shut down. This is the concept, tribe. This is a very important concept. Our digestion, whether it's at the digestive level, whether it's a liver level, whether it's a tissue level, or whether it's a cellular level, is type of fire. And that fire is already weaker because of stress, absolutely poor quality of food, overwhelm, pollutants, all of those. And then we are adding that dumping on that, even if healthy food, even if obviously ice and all that, that fire is going to diminish. And then also we are adding all the stress and overwhelm and challenges where fire is going to diminish. So we want to take the different route. We want to take a different route, and we want to aid digestion. We want to that fire which is so weak, so struggling. We want to improvise that fire. We want to help that fire lit back again, be strong again. And that is the strategy, friends. That is the strategy for absolutely first strategy for healthy metabolism, first strategy for optimal metabolism, first strategy to absolutely improvise your sluggish metabolism, to help that fire get illuminated, that fire gets strengthened. Hi Linda, good to see you here. We're talking about sluggish metabolism, and we just discussed about the areas and the causative factors, and we are looking into the strategies. So we are looking here into absolutely the fire, digestive fire, liver fire, tissue fire, and cellular fire. I'm talked about these 4 areas. It's not just digestive tract, friends. It is definitely all these 4 layers, because this is the channel food goes and reaches to the cell, where it's cell's job to change the food into energy optimally. So those 4 checkpoints, I call checkpoints, okay? All these 4 checkpoints has fire, okay? Its own fire. Digestive tract has its own fire. Liver tract has its own fire. All the tissue system has its own fire, and the cellular cell has its own fire. So every time you have sluggish metabolism, all these 4 fires are diminished, tribe. It's not just digestive tract struggling because of stress and anxiety. It is not just digestive tract is struggling because of pollutants. It's not digestive tract just struggling because of the processed foods. It is not just digestive tract struggling because of the traumas and toxins and overwhelm. It is every level of fire, which is a liver. It is absolutely tissue system fire, and cellular fire is struggling, and that fire is poor, that fire is diminished. And that's why we have to make sure we don't dump food, we don't dump raw foods, which is difficult for fire to digest. We don't dump ice, because if you have poor quality of fire and you dump ice, that's going to go diminished. Absolutely. You don't want to put lot of cold water and ice and raw food and lot of this. That is one area. And second area, feel, oh, I got started with lot of exercise and my metabolism will improve. No. When your fire is so low and you start putting lot of exercise, which is air quality, that air will diminish the fire. Okay, so this is very important. So first strategy to all of these areas to improve is to absolutely aid and help your digestion, help your fire, which is so diminished. That fire is so absolutely poor quality right now. So we want to start first strategy in improving your metabolism, to help digestion, to assist digestion, to help your digestive fire, not only on digestive level, but liver level, tissue level, and cellular level. Because this is the path food follows. This is the path food has to go to the cell to create optimal cellular health and to create optimum energy. I hope this is making sense. So now the first thing is improve the fire. So how do I improve my fire? By not dumping lot of things to absolutely have it metabolized, but go in an easy way and simplifying way to kind of start nurturing your fire, illuminate your fire, which are the first thing, which is the stress, that is an exercise patterns, which are illuminated lot of air on the fire, which is fire is diminishing, is simple breathing exercises where you can start controlling the air that is affecting the fire. Just deep breathe in, breathe out. 3 sessions, 5 sessions, breathe in, breathe out. Meditation always help. That's a different area I'm talking about. But right now we are going to just improvise our fire. Second most important thing to improvise fire is add warm water and warm things like beverages. So no smoothie in the morning, no ice drink in the morning, no cold stuff. The first thing you do is ice and smoothie and raw, and the first important thing, putting all the vegetables and fruits and protein powder and everything and all that, making smoothie to make sure I have abundance of healthy foods in the morning as my breakfast. That is totally wrong. Totally wrong, okay, in holistic health. First of all, putting all the different kinds of foods together confuses the cell. Cell has intelligence. Cell understand what the food needs to be absolutely metabolized as, what the beverage is metabolized as, what is the fruit is metabolized as. And if you mix that all together, it's confusion, okay? One. Second important thing, the foremost thing I'm discussing with all of you here is that warm foods eliminate the fire. Warm beverages eliminate the fire, not cold. So first thing is, in the morning, no smoothie, no protein powders, right? You think, what are you talking, Dr. Lina? I'm already feeling sluggish and I'm already feeling depleted and I need protein powder. No, friends, you can have a food proteins which is easy for digestion, and body understands, cells understand it better. It is not what you dump on the body, it is what cell understand the food. What is the cell understand the food? You have to analyze that, okay? And that is why it is important to have simple, easy, absolutely warm beverages and simple breakfast, very easy, absolutely, that way fire gets back the strength. Strategy. Your fire need to get the strength back. That is the strategy, period. And for that, you need to make sure you start having warm herb teas, no smoothies, no ice, room temperature water, easy and simple breakfast which is warm, and that is important. Easy foods, soft foods, warm beverages will eliminate the fire and give the fire the strength back. Hope this is making sense. It is not about dumping lot of food and proteins and milkshakes and smoothies, and it's not about putting all that ice and all that. That is totally wrong. So it is important. So make sure you understand that. Then giving 2 to 3 hours for fire to digest that food. Giving that time for food, because then immediately we have something else in half an hour, then in 1 hour we are snacking. We have to give space and we have to give pace for fire to digest that food, importantly. So that is important. Then you have fixed time of lunch. Again, you have to have easy foods on digestion like stews and khichdi, which is mung dal. Mung dal is so easy on digestion. If you are really struggling in metabolism, if you are really struggling in absolutely feeling that you have gases and bloating and acid reflux, that is the way digestion is complaining to you, friends. That is the way your body is your friend. Your body tells you what it is struggling, absolutely. The body complains you, so gases, bloating, acid reflux. This is where body complains to you that my fire is diminished, help me. And that is why it is important for all of you to know that after breakfast or easy morning breakfast and easy simple warm beverages, you need to give at least 2 to 3 hours a space for that fire to first have that digestion absolutely going, and it strengthens itself, and then you go into your lunch pattern where it should be again one time. You should have your grains, lentils, vegetables. I'll be discuss that in a separate, how the optimally you should develop your meal patterns. But you have the lunch again, warm lunch, no cold wraps, no cold stuff. Do not go into eating cold, which diminishes fire, which diminishes strength of the fire. And it has to be light. And because fire works on our sun energy, it is optimal at the lunchtime. And that is why your main meal should be lunch. Your main meal, your healthy metabolism is equal to making sure your lunch is a main meal. And that's where you have your better, absolutely big lunch, or whatever lunch you're having. Main part of the lunch, food should be the lunch. Then again giving it 3 hours to kind of metabolize that food, support that digestion, support that absolutely, That is how you want to go at a 3 or 4 o'clock, warm beverage, a fruit, and by 7 p.m., 7:30 at the most, 6 to 7, you should have your dinner. And at bedtime, just before the bedtime, you may have the turmeric milk, warm milk, dairy, almond milk we discussed in earlier videos. So giving that pace and space for that fire is important, but these strategies where you are helping digestion is so important because this digestive fire is connected to liver fire, is connected to tissue fire, and is connected to your cellular fire. It is a main switch of the house. When the main switch is closed, every room is absolutely in dark. Okay, same thing, if your digestion is shut down or if your digestion is poor because of all the challenges we just discussed, your liver health, your tissue level of fire, and your cellular level of fire is struggling. So when you improvise your main fire, your digestion fire, absolutely, then you can improve your fire at liver, tissue, and cell. So that is simple strategy I gave you. So making sure you simplify your approach to your food is very important. Very important. Second most important thing is having absolutely your unique way understanding your own health. It is so important. It is not the general rule. Once we are trying to metabolize, improve metabolism, what is your dosha? Okay, so what do you mean by dosha, right? So in Ayurveda, we go with unique understanding of every individual health pattern called dosha understanding. It's called Prakruti. So if you are Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, one of those doshas, Vata always are air, and absolutely snacking and very low petite body frame. They always have challenges maximum to metabolize the food, because food in and food out, they are not able to absolutely retain that because they are already petite body frame and they are moving on basically. Pitta has a good digestive fire. They can eat the food better, but they cannot assimilate the food better. That is the second pattern we have to look into. And the third pattern is Kaphas is already their dosha itself has a sluggishness as its own quality, sluggishness. And that is why that quality, Kapha quality itself, absolutely affecting their health, which is sluggishness in itself. So Kapha metabolism is always sluggish, and that is why Vata need to have, because they are depleted body frame, they need to be have continuous supply of food to nourish and nurture. In the same discussion I just had in a period of meals that I just give you, Pitta needs to not only discuss about having wonderful food and absorption, but assimilation is important. Many times Pitta eat food and they have diarrhea. They have loose motion, so they have good foods, but food don't retain, and they go again and again in absolutely loose motions where the nutrients are not absolutely absorbed. That's the Pitta problem. And Kapha problem is sluggishness in itself. Kapha appetite, Kapha metabolism is sluggish, and that is why Kapha need to have very light, low absolutely amount of meal and have more absolutely space in the meals, and warm beverages become very, very important for Kapha. That is why second important aspect in this is to individualize your pattern to improvise your health, and that is so key important. First, strengthening your fire, we just discussed that. Second, strengthening in your fire. Second is going individualized approach of your health. What is my fire like? What is my metabolism like? What should I support my health with? Whether if I'm Vata, if I'm Pitta, if I'm Kapha, right? So you need to understand your digestive fire type. Vata has irregular fire. Eliminates, diminishes. Eliminates, diminishes. Vata is irregular fire. Pitta is very tikshna, very absolutely strong. It's a fire, eliminated fire, but assimilation is poor because they go in diarrhea. And Kapha is absolutely slow and sluggishness fire itself. So very, very much takes time to digest the food and assimilate the food. That is why it is important to understand your individualized approach to improve your metabolism. So one is strengthen your metabolism, strengthen your fire. To strengthen your fire, I just shared all the tips here to make sure you're not having ice, you're not putting a lot of lot of dumping all the food on the body. You're not just doing all sorts of cold things, wraps and sandwiches, and fire is so absolutely challenged to digest that food because it's already diminished. And the 4 layers we discussed: the digestive tract, we discussed liver's health, we discussed tissue levels, and we discussed absolutely cellular level. So those are the first area we have to look into the channels about strengthening your fire. That was the first strategy I shared. Second strategy is to individualize your metabolism, understanding and pattern to improve your absolutely health. And that is so key point here in Ayurveda and holistic health, that you need to absolutely know who are you, what is your dosha, what is your digestion pattern is, what absolutely, whether you need continuously supply of food every 3 hours, whether you have the good food absolutely absorption, but you are not assimilating, you're just having so much diarrhea and food is just going out, or whether you are having food but because you are already cough and you're so sluggish, food is just not getting metabolized or absolutely absorbed. And that way we have to look into that area. So individualized pattern is the second key point to improve the health. And the third important point is absolutely all the areas we just discussed: stress, anxiety, trauma patterns. We discussed all those areas which are absolutely creating the sluggish patterns of the fire. We need to start self-nurturing, self-caring, self-loving, putting ourselves as a priority. And that is so important for that metabolism. Absolutely. So third strategy is to go into gentle, nurturing self-care practices. And those practices are going in a nature walk, right? Not always doing cardio, but going in a nature walk, okay? Making sure you have that wonderful music time, the chants, beautiful chants that you can play in car, the beautiful chants you can play when you come home after office, smoothing, meditational music you can absolutely really do before your bedtime. This is a wonderful winter season, you can do some warm tub baths. These are so beautifully self-nurturing practices, so important self-nurture practices that you can reduce your stress, you can heal your traumas. You can reduce your stress, you can literally start self-nurturing, self-healing yourself, where your digestive fire improves. And that is so important, that you will see that you will start having that regaining the strength, regaining the absolutely feeling that I'm feeling nourished, I'm feeling totally getting reversal from that exhaustion. I'm having, not spikes of energy, but continuous, obviously sustaining the energy. You will see that you will sleep better. You will see that you will have absolutely a sense of joy, a sense of calm, a sense of bliss. And that is so important. So the third strategy is totally self-nurturing, gentle way to start kindling that fire, right? And that is why it is important that fire needs to be kindled with gentle self-care practices, where you actually heal the areas, or begin to heal the areas of stress, over ambition, a sense of failure, anxiety, trauma, abuse patterns, all those areas that are absolutely pulling you down. That starts steps absolutely taken care with the self-care practices, with just warm beverages, warm meals, going into warm tub baths, going for nature walk, having some chant music, having some meditation music. These are simple tools you can apply. And when you start doing these 2 or 3 things in absolute strategic way for your health, you will see abundance of health started creating for you in such short span. So this is how you have to look into the metabolism, sluggish metabolism. You have to look into totally understanding the layers and the causes, and go into this strategy of improving your digestive fire, tissue fire, liver fire, and cellular fire. Second, we discuss you want to go into really totally having the clarity about your own individual health, which is not same as your friend or family or mom or dad. You need to understand who you are, what dosha you are, what is your pattern for your digestion, and how you are actually reacting to stress and anxiety levels. That also actually depends on dosha. And the third important thing I just shared is the self-care practices that are easy, that will kindle fire, digestive fire, and that way you start improving your metabolic health. And that is why it is so important to go understand. Please watch this, share in 3 times. Basically take the notes, start planning your start planning your day, start planning your day with easy foods, warm foods, the timings, making sure, yes, stress management is important, yes, but nature walk, some chant music, some beautiful meditation music, some breathing exercises, having warm beverages. These are the areas you can start initiating healing in the areas of trauma, abuse, stress, over ambition, failure, sense of failure. All those areas needs to be started healing, which will also kindle your fire, digestive fire. So I hope this is making sense. Yes, there are herbs, but one herb I will give you. One herb is called gooseberry, which is called amla, and amla is abundance of vitamin C. Amla has abundance of giving the energy source back to the health and body. So amla comes into amla jam, which is called chyawanprash. That jam is half teaspoon to 1 teaspoon, but that does have sugar. So if you are a little concerned, you can just go into having amla powder. Half teaspoon amla powder also helps, basically warm in the morning with warm water. But herbal pattern has to be worked with Ayurvedic doctor individually. It is not on your own program. Ayurveda, when you want to manage in therapeutic way, is not DIY. It is not do it yourself program. One has to work with Ayurveda doctor, one has to work with Ayurvedic health mentor to know the herbs and how they will affect your individual health patterns. And that is important. So it is not absolutely helpful to discuss herbs on these shows, because that needs to be developed in individual way, understanding one's health pattern, working with a Ayurveda doctor, holistic health mentor, and I'm happy to support you in that area when you need that help. But here, these are the ways you need to think about, and we will talk further in going ahead in our next topics as we discuss on every Tuesday 10:30 a.m. the live show Heal Without a Pill, where we all make sure we design a holistic health. We do not go on depending on chemical-based healthcare, pills, over-the-counter prescription medicine. We want to make sure we take control. We design integrative holistic habits and rituals in our health, individualized way to our own health patterns, so that you can first in place prevent absolutely chemical-based health approach. But if you are struggling in any areas, you can definitely design your holistic health, where you will see improved health pattern in screening with your doctor's visit, and the doctors will help you reduce your medication. So I hope this is helpful. Sluggish metabolism is very, very serious, because that's where you start having significant depletion and absolutely exhaustion, where body starts having low immunity, having struggles with chronic health patterns that are initiated. You have weight issue, hormonal imbalance, sleep pattern, anxiety, all sorts of mental health issue. And that is why it is so absolutely important to discuss and understanding about your own health pattern to kindle the fire, the agni on the 4 layers I discussed: digestive, liver, tissue level, and cellular level. Second, to help that fire, not dump food and ice and stress and cold stuff, but help that fire to become strengthened again. And those are the strategies I shared with all of you. Know your health pattern, know your metabolic pattern, know your individual way about managing your health. That is the second approach. And the third approach, to have some wonderful self-caring practices. So start with 4 or 5 I just shared. 4 or 5 I just shared, and those you can start absolutely cultivating 2 or 3 times in a week, and you will see the instant shift body mix. You will see the instant happiness, instant joy, instant peace, instant calm. Your body will express within, and you will have the sense of mental calmness, feeling abundance, energy, and you can be optimally productive for the areas you want to be literally absolutely flourishing, for your job, your relationship, your health, your work, your dreams, your aspiration, all of those can be supported when you have that abundance of health and energy. So I hope this is helpful. This is Dr. Lina Thakar in the Holistic Health Tribe, supporting you Tuesday weekly 10:30 in my live show Ayurveda Heal Without a Pill, and we continue our dialogue in our next episode. Until then, I will be meeting you in the tribe, giving you support and my love and nurturing as we design your holistic health in Ayurveda healing. Heal Without a Pill program. Namaste.